Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of the amazing Top 10 Design Ideas. What exactly do you need to consider when building or planning to build a shipping container house? By observing proper building and construction principles of building with shipping containers, it is possible to build within budget, build green, and still have a nice design without cutting corners. This video brings to you the top 10 most affordable ways to save money when building a shipping container house. Watch the video and be inspired. Good, welcome back. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, Welcome back. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, feel free to subscribe to be updated every time we post weekly videos on shipping container designs and amazing design ideas. So let's get started. At number 10, hire an architect. Allow me to draw the following analogy. Most of us, when we are sick, we visit the best doctor. Or when we have a court case, we hire the best lawyer. But when it comes to building our dream house, on the contrary, we go for the cheap. So before you embark on a building process, hire an architect. If you can't afford an architect, you can get architect-designed stock plans from ShelterMode homes, which offer an alternative, affordable option. What do you get when you hire an architect? An architect will guarantee you the following. 1. A good design. A good design means a good house. 2. An efficient floor plan where you have optimal room sizes with little or no space wastages. Thirdly, it'll get you a sustainable design. This means low running costs during occupancy. Last but not least, a good design by an architect gives you good finishes. Next, we go to number 9, which is keep the design simple. In design, less is always more. Keep the design simple but not simplistic. Too much zig and zag means more costs. Take off what you do not need and leave the design essentials without compromising on comfort and function of the house. Since shipping containers are ISO standard modules, this particular strategy should be a no-brainer to a seasoned designer. So, what does a simple design entail? A simple design entails 1. A floor plan that is either square or rectangular, because it is cheaper to build rectangular or square as opposed to circular plans. In this regard, with shipping containers, it is a plus. Secondly, a simple design means open plan living. Open plan living means less walling, more daylighting, and sociable living environment. So if you reduce the number of walls to build, it means you cut on the cost of building those walls. A simple design will also give you good space utilization. Some of the spaces in your shipping container house can be used for multiple functions. For example, a dining come a study table, which can be used at different times of the day. Last but not least, a simple designs means a good roof design. Complex roof designs means more roofing materials, leading to more costs. So with the shipping container house, you can limit yourself to either a flat roof or a lean-to roof. At number 8, hire an experienced builder or contractor. This is the biggest and the most important decision for anyone planning to build a shipping container house. Shipping container homes are relatively a new way of building across the globe. Finding a building contractor who has experience in building a shipping container home can be one of the hardest things to do when you want to build one. Most people want to build their shipping container homes themselves. However, sometimes this isn't just possible, either because they don't have enough time or they don't have previous DIY experience to do it. The best way to find a contractor is to get in touch with other local container home owners and speak directly to them for referrals. An experienced builder will guarantee you the following. 1. Minor variations. Minor variations means a home built on budget without cost overruns. Secondly, there will be no time overruns. A home built within a contract period, because the longer the builder stays on site, the higher the labor costs. A good contractor will guarantee you good workmanship. This is to say, a home built without shortcuts, because no guesswork was involved due to lack of prior experience. Last but not least, you get an experienced builder who will give you good connections. With good connections, it means you get subcontractors with discounted quotes and greater savings on cost for your project. Number 7, build with the climate. For a shipping container to be conducive for human habitation, indoor climate control is essential. Steel is a good conductor of heat, and therefore the home will need to be insulated better than conventional houses, especially in regions with extreme temperature variations. Designing and building with climate in mind enables you to avoid wrong specifications or over-designing your container house, hence cutting on costs. The local climate should dictate the type of insulation to use. If you are building in a tropical climate, your only challenge is to keep away heat from your container house. Passive design offers the best cost-effective temperature regulation strategies for container homes in the tropics at almost zero cost. For the cold climates, the story is different. You need to keep off cold and dampness, which can cause condensation and mold. At the same time, conserve heat within your building. This cost variation can be huge and is worth exploring. With this in mind, there is no one-size-fits-all scenario when it comes to insulation. Using a wrong type of insulation means more cost for repairs and maintenance. Remember to design for the regional climate, because you'll find that there are some spaces you wouldn't need in a shipping container house. For example, do you really need a basement or a garage in the tropics? In the temperate regions, a garage makes sense because it helps you cut on the energy required to heat up your car on cold mornings before you go to work. In the tropics, however, a garage can be avoided. If you must, for other reasons such as theft or malicious damage, get comprehensive insurance cover for your car to take care of such. Number 6, control labor costs and fees. Apart from the general contractor, specialized subcontractors are necessary for specialized works such as electrical welders and fabricators, plumbers, insulation specialists, and general laborers to construct your shipping container project. Apart from using an inexperienced contractor, uncontrolled labor costs are the second largest source of cost overruns on a container project. In a construction project, related costs for council approvals and professional fees for architects, structural engineers, electrical engineers, and mechanical engineers are unavoidable. Costs for welders, fabricators, plumbers, electricians, and general laborers cannot be avoided as such, but can be controlled because they are largely based on bidded quotations. Most of the unskilled labor on your project will be billed per hour. Unskilled laborers may have one of the lowest hourly fees, but because construction projects are prone to time overruns, and if not controlled, they may end up being one of the most expensive fees overall because of the total amount of hours they spend on the work. So to control labor costs on your project, you need to 1. Avoid time overruns to cut on costs. 2. Have quotations or bids from potential builders and compare their quotes. Remember, cheaper is not necessarily the best. A good quote will tell you something about your potential builder. 1. A low quote could mean poor workmanship resulting into future expensive repairs and maintenance. An optimal quote could mean a builder who has a discount and good connection with suppliers. However, a higher quote could mean too many subcontractors involved or building materials are subpar and therefore will bring you complications once you start off your construction work. Number 5, avoid over-modification of containers. Incorporating design flair in shipping container home designs is not a bad thing. However, over-modification of shipping containers can be a double-edged sword in your project. For ShelterMode homes, we do not tamper with the roof and the floor of shipping containers. Cutting out too much steel from the walls and roof of shipping containers interferes with the structural integrity and strength of shipping containers, calling for additional reinforcement. Therefore, cutting out steel for windows and doors is almost negligible, but removing entire or large portions of walls or the roof may need to consult an expert or a structural engineer, especially for multiple story buildings. Shipping containers are designed to be loaded at the 4 corners. Loading containers at any other point introduces weak points in the shipping container structure, and therefore you need to do further reinforcement. Over-modification means more welding, extra cutting discs, and additional steel for reinforcement to restore the cutout sections. All these translate into additional costs and time overruns, which can make the project very expensive. To avoid over-modification, go for a well-designed floor plan that exploits the limitation of a container module as a blessing rather than a curse. Using open gaps between containers and exploring different layout combinations with container modules allows for less cutting or over-modification, hence saving on costs. Number 4, buy a one-trip container. The choice of materials from the outset is key to managing cost of your building materials. So, what is a one-trip container? A one-trip container is used to ship a single cargo load, and once it arrives at the destination, it is sold. One-trip containers are preferable because they have less or no blemish and are cheaper than new containers. Using new containers would be the best alternative, but this will negate the whole concept of affordability and sustainability. On the other hand, old containers would be the cheapest option. However, buying an old container may be cheap but will cost you more to restore and maintain. Old containers come with challenges of dampness, corrosion, deformed corners, dented walls, and buckled roof panels. To avoid all these problems, it is advisable to buy a one-trip shipping container whenever possible. At number 3, small is smarter. Keep the building small. The bigger the home, the higher the cost. This is just but basic math. Just how much space do you need in your new house? For good green credentials, building small is always better. Small equals a small footprint, which means sustainability and less cost. ISO shipping containers come as standardized modules with default height, length, and width. The module size alone makes shipping containers perfect building blocks for sustainable modular homes. When you purchase a shipping container as a home, you already have the walls, the floor, the roof, and the ceiling of your home. All you need to do is to install doors and windows, apply insulation and interior finishing. This translates to reduced construction costs. A small and a smarter home means a scaled down home. So get rid of stuff or space you do not need. For example, you can get rid of a garage if you live in the tropics, a pantry in your kitchen if you have adequate cabinet storage. You also need to look at space utilization, whereby you have some spaces that can offer multiple functions. Last but not least, you can also try out custom-made furniture or transformative furniture, which can be used to serve different functions. Number 2, we look at what we call sweat equity. Don't be afraid of a little DIY. If you are afraid to get your hands dirty, then this section will not be your cup of tea. Any work that is not technical on your shipping container house project, do it yourself to save on labor costs. If you have prior DIY experience on construction of shipping container homes, then this will be a huge cost-saving tip for any new home. Some of the DIY work on construction projects you can do without any prior technical experience include outdoor paint work like a protective fence or a boundary, basic landscaping like planting basic flowers. You can also take advantage of family and friends who have experience in building industry and use them on your shipping container project to cut on costs. You can also do shopping for fixtures and fittings for your house yourself, because the choice of house fittings is highly subjective as the house owner. So this may include floor tiles, wall tiles, bathroom fittings, kitchen appliances, or flat pack cabinets for your kitchen and wardrobes. You are also encouraged under this section to look for a forgiving aesthetic, because it means low cost and also low maintenance. For example, a concrete floor which is highly polished would be a better alternative to a tile floor or a floor finished with laminated timber. Last but not least, you can watch a how to do DIY video on YouTube, like the one we have on our YouTube channel on how to build a shipping container house step by step. Last but not least, at number 1, use eco-friendly materials. Using eco-friendly materials to build your house is good for the environment. Recycled materials are one good example of eco-friendly materials. Upcycled shipping containers for a new and a permanent use as a home is the optimal form of recycling. Most container homes are smaller than standard homes. This translates to a reduced building footprint, which means less resources and reduced cost, hence good for the environment. There are millions of shipping containers worldwide that are not in use. Reusing these containers as homes can save a lot of energy that would otherwise be wasted in melting them down. When doing a shipping container house, recycle all the steel cuttings from doors and windows for infill in the additional gaps between the containers. Yards for recycled materials offer a wide variety of recycled materials and equipment you can buy at a bargain for your shipping container house. Other eco-friendly materials to use in your container house to cut on costs include second-hand kitchen appliances and bathroom fittings, recycled floor finishes like timber, floor laminates, and tiles. Last but not least, recycled timber cladding for the exterior walls and ceiling. Did you find our analysis exhaustive and informative enough to help you start your own shipping container home project? If you have built your own shipping container home, let us know what strategies and cost-saving measures you've employed to save money when building your shipping container house. If you feel we have left out something, kindly let us know by posting in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it. If you want to buy blueprints or you like the floor plans or the design of any of our shipping container house designs on our YouTube channel, feel free to contact us on Facebook or on our website. Remember to subscribe to our channel for our weekly videos on shipping container homes and amazing design ideas. Thank you for your time and see you in the next video.